ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, Starter Gaming back. We are going to discuss today the French 5th Armored Division. This will be a guide on the best way to employ it in combat so that you can kind of, get the best effect out of your units and what you have available. So I am going to go ahead and set my zone probably here, so I can give some to the side, fight over this. So this division is definitely an interesting one. I would characterize it as a counterpuncher. Your tanks are not heavily armored. They're not particularly suited to duking it out with other tanks like Abrams or T-80Us or things like that, but they are absolutely exceptional at close range kind of fighting and kind of responding to enemy threats as they emerge. So let's go ahead and use our troops here to get a foothold in that territory. And I'd like to just try to get a good collection of forces up into this sector here. Get tanks to maintain fire superiority. Let's actually get recon out, right? And we'll have them occupy these buildings so their LRAC can hopefully knock out some enemy vehicles as they come over the crest. My goal here is to kind of secure this ridge area in between these two lower zones here, and then use infantry to gain control of this more hilly area. Things are looking pretty good here. Usually there's plenty of FSPs for the whole front line, so I don't really feel a need to bring one just because there's enough, players have brought enough it looks like, so there's always tons left over, so I'm not particularly concerned. Buying one would just be a waste of points, probably. Let's get a little bit of extra AA here with this DCA. I usually am very suspicious of this kind of like, let's go ahead and get those guys over here. I'm usually pretty suspicious, honestly, of radar AA, just because my micro is bad. It means I'm not going to use it. That's literally my thought process. Is why I never use radar AA. But in this case, it is actually valuable. It's got dual 35mm cannon, I think, right? Take a look. A 30mm cannon, so this is pretty strong. This will shred targets a lot faster than a Pivots or anything like that. 30 mils are nice, so I like to put them in the forest so they can take out helicopters and stuff like that if they become an issue. A little bit concerned here about what kind of enemy we're going to be facing. I'm not sure what division. This division, I don't know if it's particularly well suited to fight anybody. I will definitely say I'm alone right. Oh, this is left. Yeah, that is an L right there. Alright, let's see, we got Tavardish there. I think that's a pretty skilled player. Okay, it looks like I don't see any enemy troops rushing up here. If this is an airborne division, believe me, we'd know. We've got Red Sutan there, who is running a... Okay, 39th, okay. Alright, so we've got a pretty good situation here. It looks like that guy's actually going to manage to move all the way up. So let's try to actually get our recon, I guess, out a little bit farther, because we have control of this forest line here. And I'll move out these recon all the way out to here. So things are actually pretty good for us already. I'm going to deploy those. I'm just going to unload everybody, just like fuck it. Alright, everybody can go there. These commandos can go here. This infantry force is going to try to crawl up this side here, and I'll actually move up the DCA with them. Turn it off for now. Only keep it on if they're directly menaced. So, enemies that come over the top will definitely be... Let's actually get some Milans up here. Actually, I'm going to get all 4 Milans up, and I just want to stud this with anti-tank missile batteries to put these Milans. So, this division's pretty balanced. It's good in a lot of areas. They're good in close quarters because it's got lots of infantry. They're good at long range because they come with lots of AGTM vehicles. Pretty good all-round medium weight division. They do come with these tanks, obviously. You're going to notice their frontal armor, 10, not good. Not even that good of a penetration either. But, so what I want to do with these, right, is kind of use them as snipers. You kind of put them right here at the edge of a wood line. If the enemy attacks, you just pop them out and shoot and then retreat. These are a little bit better. They have 11 frontal armor rather than 8 and 1 more pen. So if there's anything that's going to slug it out with the enemy, it's these. But don't be fooled, even though these are heavily armored vehicles, or they're still only moderately armored in comparison to what the enemies are going to be bringing to the table. So definitely do not think you can use those just to slug it out. This division just can't do that. You will have a bad time. I'm waiting for our missile launchers to get up to begin engaging these TADBVs, and I'm going to start the actually, can we move? We do need to move these up kind of through here. I think in front might be a little too dangerous. It takes time, but I think it's just a lot safer. Let's just see how they respond to a swarm of AGTMs. Kind of interested to see. Our infantry are moving up. We're going to have a good position right here. Have the DCA support them with fire. These recon troops are just waiting to spot an enemy, and these guys will knock out any enemy vehicles that come on too strong. Okay, yeah, those are not getting into the best positions there. I don't know if there's enemy troops here. I really hope not. We'll stop that guy. We don't need this many AGTMs. This is like asking to take fire. Move those over there. And let's get another 2 Rolands up, just for safety purposes, to make sure we down any enemy aircraft. I think that we can start pushing along this side here and try to maybe get into the town. I don't know if... Looks like Tavarish is actually spread pretty thin across this whole front. So we might have a kind of a unique advantage right now. Let's go ahead and just pour some of those guys in. Very little presence here of any kind. I'm not seeing anything destroyed here. Might be able to get a CV in there, I'm not certain. Well, in any case, we're just sitting here waiting. Like I said, counterpunchers. We're not going to venture out. We're just going to wait till the enemy gets close. Yeah, those looks like some AGTMs. Where are they? Here? I did not see. Right there. Oh, that's a Metis team. Okay. Let's go ahead and we can start buying some heavy arty and hit those. But really, I want to try to pressure this Tavarish guy because he's alone. So let's try to thin him out as much as possible. Okay, yep, he's deploying more troops to the forest there. Don't know how much of an effect that'll have necessarily, but probably about to see. Let's actually get some more of these guys up to here to get some better recon. Alright, looks like they have a 30mm there firing. Not seeing any anti-tank fire coming in, so happy to just start hammering this. They made a mistake, yeah, going in with those. Very nice. Oh, let's retreat. Already AGTM's coming in. And that's probably a Metis armed infantry there that did that damage. Let's get some supply going. Okay, looks like they have line of sight to that apparently, although it's kind of hard to tell. Looks like we took out those enemies without too much effort. We at least forced them to withdraw. Let's get our guys into positions here. Oh, I see, an Igla team, okay. Just trying to get ourselves into good positions here. Not an expert in town fighting, I prefer to keep away from that, much better than the forest, but, you know, this is fine. Okay, flamethrowers coming in. Red Suton, Red Sutton, maybe reinforcing here. Oh, the Conkers team there, getting the hits over onto this AA vehicle with that unique line of sight surprise, that nasty line of sight surprise. Okay. Well, things look pretty good here. I'm just gonna say push to my team. Like this guy's spread thin, so we have to at least try. Oh, good. Okay, yeah, he just surrendered. That is good. I'm not sure how much Red Sutton will be moving in or not. If he's going to heavily reinforce, or if we're not going to see much from him after that. Let's get those guys up, and let's get some more supply going here. Good hits there. Just want to have a nice foothold in the edge of the town, and I will actually import, if you will, a tank all the way around and stick it right here. More concerned about getting onto the infantry, so let's go ahead and do that. Looks like our stuff here is kind of taking a toll on the enemy. Very good. All of their, you know, it's an AI, so they're starting to reposition everything, you know, just out of nowhere, obviously. Come on, there you go. Let's go, guys. Come on. Good stuff. Not seeing any targets for this. Yeah, let's just keep hitting them as hard as we can. don't know where Tavarish's AI is going. The Yuja team has done some pretty interesting AI tweaks recently, so I don't really know what that actually entails in practice. Let's move that just an inch forward more. This is obviously a very mobile battleground tier, so I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen. Good stuff. These guys are starting to run low on AT. Let's just start knocking out those vehicles. I mean, no need to be nice. The church has been destroyed. That is definitely a war crime. Okay, yeah, these guys are almost out. That's not good. Ah, we missed our chance. We should have been more decisive. That is okay, though. Okay, those guys are here. Let's get our pre-vote up. Oh my god. Alright, that 30 mil should be able to destroy that BTR or whatever. Technically, right? I guess not. That is not a compatible weapon. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and I guess we'll push these through the woods here. That guy, they're just hanging out, and we'll just try to infiltrate around that thing as far as we can, I suppose. Looks like this guy's pushed even harder. Our CV should be arriving shortly. Let's get another pair of tanks here to shoot up this side of things. And I probably should not have deployed all of my AGTM things there. Probably should include more AGTMs. This is not a weakness of the division. So logistics, pretty standard stuff. Had the FOB. Got vehicles there. Pretty standard infantry tab. Just, you know, anti-tank, anti-infantry, infantry like these guys, and flamethrowers. Artillery. Got a good mixture of corrected shot mortars and this kind of powerful artillery. Nothing crazy exceptional, but useful. And actually, we're gonna use it to pound this concentration of enemy vehicles here. Oh, enemies are starting to engage us now. I think we're gonna pull those guys up and these up to the side. Let's also get some AA into the town. Mistral teams are great, probably the best man pads, just absolutely elite level. Very strong man pads units. Oh nice, yeah, that thing's already putting fire down. That is beautiful to see. Our artillery is on the move. Let's go ahead and start. I guess we'll hit this thing first. I don't know. Well, there's the Strela there. I suppose that is the best target, objectively speaking. Okay, this guy is all set to go. We're going to try to not put him through there because we're going to get sniped by something that's still alive. These guys are absolutely chilling. Very nice. Yes, I can see it's definitely necessary to have lots of infantry in the sector because the enemy is starting to pour in that way. And I think I actually want to get another, not just one. Yeah, we'll move one there. And then I think we want to move 2 Mistrals here into the town when we get the chance. Alright, well, that thing's about to be exhausted when we stop this guy. Okay, nice. Well, it's probably pretty safe. We can just send him right back, right? It's, like, relatively safe. Alright. Fire against Cub. Not crazy effective. That's okay, though. Okay, yeah, we're just knocking out the enemies that are coming into the town. That's not an AI there, by the way. That's actually a player for some reason, so... I will take it. Let's try to get those Mistrals up like I was mentioning, and let's get some recon into the town, at least 2 units. See, I want to put guys here, but it's too dangerous. Too exposed to helicopters, so I'm not really feeling that at all. There we go. Let's knock out this infantry cluster here. Perhaps this will lead this guy to surrender. The Provotes, I like them because you've got 4 up-vetted SMGs. Not the best, you know, but it's a nice compact little unit. We would use the mass like a shark, you know. It's like, or like a wolf attacking a deer or something. You just have a lot of them and they kind of nip away and are just small and deadly. But a shark, you're already getting stunned up by that volume of SMG fire, plus the commandos, of course, are well armed. Oh my god, this thing has been sitting here. We have not deployed it, so that is definitely an error. Let's move these up to right here, so if the Eclairiers, I don't know what those are, spot something, then we can engage it. Good stuff. We're overcoming those Motostrelki there. Guess we'll send this over to this FSP here, see if he'll let us resupply or not. Yeah, this AA, I think, can definitely move up to here, and it can start engaging longer range targets. Again, I don't want to take this line here because those rocket choppers are just gonna kill us. And Red Sutton is the 39th, right? Yeah. So let's just not mess with that unless we have to. Uh-oh. See, it's trying to acquire us here. I don't know. There we go. So the one unique thing about these tanks, although they're not very good at firepower, they do have a 20 mil cannon as their auxiliary. Ooh, we got some troop transports to hit there. So that's going to be great at anti-helicopter work, pretty much. Just a good deal all around. And it's also great for infantry support. It's not heavily armored, so I wouldn't take this up against infantry very often at all. But if you need to, you've got the option. Looks like Red Sutton is pushing here. That helicopter is not having a good time. We'll pull this back a tad, just because we don't need to let these guys get engaged. This thing I should have turned off. It's gonna die. Oh, actually still alive, that's good. Let's get those Mistrals out ASAP. Let's get all of these guys out, because we have a little bit of build-up of troops now, which is kind of dangerous. Let's get some artillery running. Let's just throw some of these mobile mortars here and just start firing into this town area in general. Those guys are out of AT. These guys are not out of AT, so I'll move them up. Oh yeah, those were those Spetsnaz we were killing in those vehicles? That would be awesome. Okay, very nice. Thus far, very nice. I actually want to move the AA up into that sector there, and we'll move this recon up with them. And we'll get these recon up to, like, hang out right here, at least until we can get a stronger force prepared. Those guys are absolutely doing great. Let's get 2 more supply trucks to run up this side. Oh, I just put way more than I intended, but that's okay. Alright, these guys can't survive forever. They're gonna get wrecked now, so we'll pull them back. Pretty quiet sector here. Haven't really been watching. Hopefully nothing too crazy is going on. We're actually gonna move these guys over, I think. That guy is falling back. I don't really know why. It's usually a good sign. Oh, here we go. Let's try to get our AGTMs in a good spot there. Yes, sir. That is a good spot because the AI is gonna pour tanks down this corridor. Okay, that guy is depleted. Let's pull him back to the FOB. Okay, we lost we lost some of our Appalachian infantry. Let's try to get 2 more of those units up. And let's also bring up some chasseurs. There we go, not to sound too pretentious. Alright, let's pull back. Just waiting for the Eclairiers to spot more things so that our guys can take them on. Oh god, these guys are taking infantry fire. Let's not have that happen. Oh, they're already dead. That is unfortunate. Okay, and I'm actually not going to put that guy in a building, just because they'll probably take fire from a tank if we do that. The AI's intentions are always a mystery to me. Oh god, what is this? This is some AI level strategy right here. Oh my god. Alright, we stopped him. Now it's kind of close. Alright, can't stop it because we just don't have anti-tank capability, but this guy can. Come on, let's go ahead and nail that thing. Bruh. Hey, this is definitely an AI moment right there. Okay. We're doing decently well against those sappers there, keeping them at bay. It looks like these guys are almost dead though, so let's get them repaired. These guys fire at will. Turn that guy off until we need him specifically. Red Sutton surrendered. Good stuff. Let's start moving up our supply. Looks like a large concentration of enemy AA there. Large concentration of AA. What was it right here? I didn't really see. Let's go ahead and try to start hitting that. This guy is the only real player here now. He's just defending the flank. Very logical. Heavy tanks in cover with AGTMs. He's gonna do good with that. Good defense. Got our mortars firing. We'll actually try to push them up a little bit. I just don't want them sucking up all the supply, you know what I mean? But I do have plenty of supply, so I'm not super worried about it. Okay, we could just try to buy some like SEAD planes. I think we'll try a SEAD run and then maybe some AGTMs on these tanks. Could be fun. This guy's almost out of supplies, so he's gonna have to go home in a second. That guy's also almost out. Let's unload them. Alright, back you go, buddy. Okay, it looks like some concentrated artillery fire is kind of finding its mark. These SEAD planes, by the way, don't underestimate their 30mm, their dual 30mm cannon. It's got one pen, but it's got a very high rate of fire. It's a good weapon. You can use these dual 30mm against tanks very effectively. Just Burt, like A-10 style run against helicopters too, they can work. So don't be afraid to use them. I mean, obviously if the AA in the area is mostly down, don't be afraid to employ them in that manner. Okay, we have a ton of infantry here. We're actually kind of over full on infantry, so that's not the best situation. But I don't think I'm going to pull anyone out. If we just take casualties from Artie, then it's like, so be it. Pull those guys up. I want to move these guys right to the edge of the town, so I can get a good idea of what the hell's going on. And I suppose I'll move up some of these commandos as well in these units. Okay, looks like BDRM is taking us on here, and there's some kind of enemy tank. Hopefully they'll be on return fire there and they won't be spotted, even by the BDRM. Oh god, those vehicles though are telling a different story. Alright, let's pull them back. These guys have no AT of their own, so that's not really the best. Let's get some commandos to supplement them. Probably should have done that earlier. Yes, you guys definitely should run away. That is definitely the move right now. These T-62Ms are too dangerous for you. Not a lot of pressure here. Red Sutton AI is fighting. This guy's fighting here. Okay, so things are pretty chill, all things considered. I do want to pull these guys back to the town edge because they're taking just so much fire from there. Oh, forgot to put him on return fire. Classic mistake. I really don't know how much AA they have, or if it's worth sending in a SEAD run, but I'm gonna try. Alright, let's see if that works. No clue how dense the enemy defenses are. Actually, now that I think about it, I saw a lot of AA, so that's probably not a good idea, but now that we're committed, I'm not gonna just quit. Alright, in we go. AGTM plane heading in. SEAD. Let's start peeling those away. They're not really engaging anything. Got the tank, good hit. Flying right over the dense A net here, but not taking a lot of fire, fortunately. These guys, how are these guys alive? No clue. Oh, that guy has not evacuated. Alright, well, he's gonna die for sure. No way. He's still alive somehow. Oh, he's dead. Alright, well, we still have our CI capability, and we can definitely do some like, 30mm runs on these BMPs and whatnot. So, you know, hopefully I rattled his cage a little bit. They are definitely reverting to artillery. That is quite the concentration of Artie that they're dropping down on us. We're just going to try to move up these transport trucks and get them in as close as they can go. And I guess we'll actually redeploy. These guys probably don't need to be here. I think we can move, move them up to the side. Good stuff. We're actually doing really well overall. I suppose that a push to take this little sector is probably appropriate, but I want to try to... Okay, artillery's landing here, just doinking all over the place. Pull that back, pull that back. Chasseurs are up, that's good. They can knock out some tanks, they're definitely good at that. And they come with the AMX 10T. I brought it just for the 20mm. AMX, pretty decent vehicle, 3 frontal armor, nothing crazy. I just brought it for the 20mm. It is useful. Get that a little closer. This guy's back. To here. Let's get some more of that stuff running automatically. These guys doing, they can move up as well, just a tad. Just trying to be safe, trying to play it safe. These guys are doing great here. I'm actually going to go ahead and give them a command tank, just because we should be able to take the zone at this point. And it's all AI fighting there. One of the big tips I'd give to any player is don't split your attention, don't focus on 2 front lines at once, but I'm really tempted to just bring in a ton of infantry, ground this tree line. I'm very tempted. Just because advancing against the whole defensive line is not what this division can do. It's just, it is just not a good idea. It is just too dangerous. I do not much a thing. So, but it might be worthwhile to try to take that sector there. Okay, well, good thing we have another plane in reserve. Things are going pretty decently. This front is pretty stable. Okay, let's go ahead and get some of our fancy AMX B2s up here. Let's go ahead and push them through this sector here and see what they can find. Pull those guys back. Those guys are empty, so we'll get them back to the supply depot. So supply back, yes it is. Let's get that up here. See Clariers, they can use a top off on supply. City is kind of just slowly getting knocked out. Maybe control this tree line would be good too. I feel like infantry advancing up this corridor is going to get hit so hard from both here and here, it's not really worthwhile to try to push on that sector, so I don't think I'll be doing that at all. Now, this is where having something like dragon armed infantry or recoilless rifles would be so nice. So you can engage tanks from a distance, but I don't. Kind of a weakness there of that mid-range infantry. You're supposed to rely on your tanks, which just aren't the best for that situation here, so, you know, strengths and weaknesses. Okay, you know, let's actually get some more recon up here. I just want to know what's going on before I'm pouring my troops in. Pretty light resistance, you know, just a light forces here. Engaging vehicles at range, very nice. Not much to see, it seems. There we go, knocking out those vehicles pretty speedily and efficiently. Not taking any long-range HTM fire. There's a Metis there hitting us, but other than that... Look, even the Metis took out almost half the HP of the tank. So... just goes to show they are dangerous. And these tanks have super light armor. Okay, looks like some enemy helis are coming in. Let's try to knock those out. Or actually, it's trying to bait us, but I'll take the bait. I don't even care. Looks like our ally is moving in well into the sector. Let's get some Eclarias over here. They don't really need to be back there anymore, obviously. And I think we'll actually get some chasseurs and try to push them into the central tree area, tree zone line thing. Alright, things look pretty good. Got a very strong defensive perimeter here, pretty much knocking out everything they're throwing at us, so, you know, I'm happy to start advancing at this point. Let's send this guy back to the depot for supplies. We already have 90% of our points. Let's go ahead and redeploy these back to the front. So, as you can see, I have not once, just from that Metis, took out half the HP, I have not once tried to engage tanks with my own tanks. These are great thing of light resistance, that 20 mil is brutal against infantry. I thought the Abrams was good against infantry. The French tanks are better, but I'm not going to directly push them, because that's just not going to work. And you can see the weaknesses. We quickly secured this zone, but it's not easy to start pushing. Good thing is we do have very good AA. I mean, the AA is more than decent. And, oh, it looks like they're going to launch a mass attack here, actually, since time is almost out. We are going to... Oh, alright, game's over. That is it's kind of sad, because I could see a Roland getting a firing solution there. So, pretty short game. As you can see here, the Appalachian infantry definitely did work. Knocking out enemy vehicles, get close range. I kept them inside the town. I never put them on the edge, because then the fire superiority of the vehicles will succeed. Pretty good mix of kills here by our tanks. Our AMX-13 just did a little bit of work, not a ton. And we just suffered a few casualties. We lost our Jaguar, the Grad, knocked out the Mistral. I don't know what happened here. They must have spotted the vehicle when it was on a hill, exposed, you know, with unusual line of sight, and nailed me. So that is on me right there for sure. So overall, our AMX-30 got the most kills. You tend to see that, you know, in these kinds of videos. I encourage you to go back and watch some of the gameplay of this division, because you will see many instances of me actually directly engaging Soviet armor, and it just does not go well. It is hard to directly engage. Even when you think you have the edge, it's tough. So this division, It's like the most offensive defensive division. Like, move up, secure your sectors, but then you hold. You don't push hard, especially not with your tanks. And you just don't have the firepower to really break up an enemy across open ground. But defensively, you have the AGTMs and the tanks, right? If they're attacking over a field, my Milans take them on a long range. If they get close, you know, inside of 1,500 meters, 1,250 meters, peek those tanks out of the bush. Peek those tanks out of the woods and start firing at close range, and they will rip apart Soviet armor only in those conditions. So you need to kind of think defensively with these guys, although it's a tank division, so don't get carried away. Even the best French tanks are just not that good. If we had the Leclerc in this game, it would be a different story. So as you can see, we got 3,000 to 500 kill ratio. Pretty satisfactory, not crazy good, because a lot of the enemies that we were fighting at times were AI, which enabled to get some of our more cheap kills. But overall, I think this is a pretty good example of the way this division goes. It's a counterpuncher. You gotta be methodical, you know, the division can be swift, you know, but you don't want to go too crazy with it and just run them out into open terrain. Again, I encourage you guys to look at those other videos as well, because you can see a lot of examples of armor-to-armor engagements, which is the one thing I wish you got to see just a little bit more of in this video. You got some nasty 30 mil kills with that twin gun on the Seat plane. It's pretty nice. I mean, helicopters go down so fast to that thing, and even tanks don't really stand up to that. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and comment. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the way this division plays. I've heard from one of my comments that this division is like top tier in 1v1s. I believe it. I believe that. In 10v10s, I always advise a cautious approach, but 10v10s with this division, I advise generally a more cautious approach to combat. So leave a comment if you guys have had different experiences, or what you guys are good at using the division with, or you saw my deck. Are there any units that I'm sleeping on that are particularly good? Please feel free to let me know. But with that, that will be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, especially for my Warno fans, because there's been a little bit of a slacking of Warno content, so I wanted to push out something for you guys. Alright, this is your host, Star Destroyer Gaming, signing off.